Welcome to V's Fight Back Appointments Day.
Today is weigh day and I am so anxious about it. I haven't slept. I've not been sleeping anyway, but I've really not slept thinking about it. I've got quite a few appointments today and I'm really nervous for all of them. But I know despite feeling anxious and low, I still need to have breakfast, so I've got my Be Brave bowl and a teaspoon that says let's do this, and obviously my 2 sachets of porridge, and I'm just going to take it bite by bite. Today's going to be taken hour by hour, and that's okay.
I then had a meeting with services, and despite going in feeling quite positive, the meeting was difficult, and when I came out it just kind of felt like my brain broke and I had a humongous meltdown, and I just didn't want to even think about lunch, but it was lunchtime and I couldn't stop crying and I was shaking and I just didn't want to eat, but I knew I had to because I don't want to end up back in hospital, and I've been given just a couple of weeks to prove that I can do it at home and to avoid a hospital admission. And you can probably tell from the video, it took a hell of a lot to eat that sandwich. The anorexia was so loud in my head, and I think I actually ended up screaming at one point, and my parents were amazing and they just held me and I ate it, but it was awful. I can't remember the last time I felt the anorexia this loud, which I guess is a good thing because it shows I'm fighting it, but I'm absolutely exhausted. I did eventually manage to finish the sandwich and I just felt awful afterwards, awful and exhausted. The guilt doesn't stop after you eat with anorexia, unfortunately. It keeps on going, and you just have to keep doing the opposite thing.
I'm aware I look somewhat dishevelled. It's definitely how I feel. Had my appointment and it was just another extremely difficult appointment. And I think overall I'm just so frustrated with myself that it's so hard. Like, I know these people are trying to help me, I know mum and dad are trying to help me, and yet I just constantly feel attacked because they want me to eat more, and I'm terrified of eating more, and I feel guilty for any food and everything. And we've tried to make a plan going forward where my dietitian is choosing what I'll be having for lunch, and we're going to pre-plan like what flavour of yogurts to have because it stresses me out so much. And I'm just like, why is this my life? And I know I want it to not be my life, but the second I think about doing the thing I need to do so that it's not such a huge fit, I get terrified and I feel like I can't breathe. So scared of food and eating and gaining weight, and it's just wrong because I'm 24 years old. I should be at university. I should be going into town with my friends. I should be going out on New Year's, and instead I'm in a wheelchair, being told to sit down, being told I'll be in hospital in a few weeks if I can't turn it around. And it's like, it's food. And this isn't fate. And I think my mum and my dad are upset and frustrated because I can have all of these fantastic conversations where I'm like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And it gets to it, and that fear, anxiety is so encompassing. And it just takes over. And it's not that I'm not meaning it when I'm saying these things. It's that I still don't realise how strong the anorexia is in my head. And I just become someone else. And I just got home from my appointments today and I just broke down. Because I don't want this to be my life, and I don't see how it is going to get better at the moment. And I still ate my lunch. And I felt horrible, and I feel horrible. And that's just it. That's reality at the moment. Stay in your house all day. Watch the world go by. Feel horrible. Keep going. Just keep going and pray that it gets better and easier. Even if it doesn't feel like it is at the moment. I think people think anorexia recovery is this choice. Like, you're faced with the choice of anorexia or recovery. And why wouldn't you choose recovery? Like, come on, Fee, you're 24 years old, you should be at uni, you should be doing all of these things that you say you want to do. Because recovery is the most exhausting thing I've ever been through. It's 24/7 being tormented by this voice. It's meaning what I'm saying when I tell my team and my parents I'm going to do that increase and I'm going to rest more and things are going to get better and I've made this plan and we'll be out of this and it'll all be fine. I mean it when I say it. Because even I don't see how strong it becomes when it gets closer to that meal and snack time and the thoughts get louder and louder and I feel like my throat's closing up and I feel like my stomach has closed up and I feel so panicky and I push through and I eat it and I feel so guilty. I feel like my skin is crawling and I try to keep going and I try to keep going. And it's just exhausting. And anorexia is not sleeping. I haven't slept for like 4 days. Partially because my body and my brain won't let me. Partially because I'm so exhausted, but my brain just, it won't stop. It's like a hamster on a wheel with the wheels spinning out of control and I'm just falling around in it. And I don't want to go into hospital. And I've not got much time to prove that I can still do this from home. And I need to do this from home. I can't go back into a hospital. I've somehow got to harness all of the horrible things I'm feeling right now. That fear about all the increases coming up. And find some strength to just push through, even though I'm exhausted. If you know someone fighting an eating disorder, just be there for them. Because this battle is the worst thing I've ever experienced. the worst thing. I'm not gonna lie, I've had a really, really horrible few hours and I feel absolutely horrible. But I know I still need to stick to my meal plan, and I absolutely need to stick to my meal plan to stay out of hospital, and that has been drilled into me today. I've only got a few weeks to prove that I can do it from home, so I've got my protein bar and I've got my new plate which someone sent me, which means the world because it reminds me to take it one day at a time. So thank you, and let's get this bar done.
Dad then took me on a little trip to the garden centre for distraction.
To be honest, I feel absolutely horrendous. Dad took me out to the garden centre to change of scenery, distraction, and I felt so anxious the whole way around. We came home early. I just feel like I even got that wrong. I just feel horrible, and I don't understand how what I can see in the mirror is so different to what everyone's telling me is reality, and how I feel is so different, and it's confusing, and I'm a logical person, and yet this is the most illogical and irrational I think I've ever felt, and that need, and I just need a break. But I can't go into hospital, and I know I'm putting my parents through hell at home, and I feel so guilty about it. Because they shouldn't have to deal with this. And I'm trying to remind myself of the rational facts, and that I must be unwell, and not that I want to be unwell, but I still can't accept that I'm unwell, and therefore I can't accept all of the things that are happening, like wheelchairs and medications, and it just doesn't make sense. And I'm tired of trying to make it make sense. I'm tired of trying to know everything when I just don't get it at the moment. Nothing makes sense. Everything feels wrong. And I just feel like I've had my life snatched from me and I don't know how to get it back. That's how I feel at the moment. And it comes down to a yogurt. Can I eat the yogurt? Can I eat enough of the yogurts? Can I sit down after I eat the yogurt? If I can't, hospital. And yeah, it's just not that simple.
I managed my 6 p.m. food.
I had a shower, and I had my 6 p.m. food with Dad, which had an increase, which was hard, but I just did it. And I just got to keep doing it because I can't go into hospital. And it's going to feel horrible doing it at home. And it's going to feel horrible doing it at hospital. It's just going to feel horrible the next few weeks. There's going to be lots of increases. And it's going to feel scary. And it's going to push me. But I've just got to do it. I don't have a choice. I don't.
And my 9 p.m. snack, even though I felt awful. And I wanted to finish on this quote because it felt very apt for today.